These guns, an AR-15 and various semi-automatic weapons are off the streets thanks to police crime initiatives. And there is much more to come. The message during a joint press conference held by the VI Attorney General, Denise George, and Police Department Commissioner Designee Trevor Velinor. Velinor shared details about some arrests over the weekend.
On July 19th, approximately 1 week after I arrived to the territory, there was a shooting incident that took place at a cool-out bar in St. Croix. It was a very tragic situation where individuals were shot. People who were at a bar just to have a nice time, they were exposed to a very violent set of activities. And as a result, my officers worked diligently on this investigation. They wanted to know what took place, and they wanted for the individuals who perpetrated that act to be held accountable. As a result, we were able to secure 7 search warrants and 4 arrest warrants. And so therefore, this past weekend, on Saturday morning, we executed these warrants. Consequently, 3 of the 4 individuals were arrested. In addition, we arrested 6 additional individuals who were associated with that. We also took possession of 5 firearms on that day, along with a extended magazine clip, in addition to a ballistic vest. While these officers were going into one of these locations to execute a search warrant, they were shot upon. Officers demonstrated great tact and the ability to literally show restraint. They did not fire back because they did not have sight alignment. They did not see the individual actually pull the trigger, but they were shot upon. That's very concerning. All of our officers were able to make it home that day. Our officers will be fine. These individuals that were arrested included Mario McGrath, Kaleem Fleming, Eric Acosta, Flavel McGrath, Kirk Huggins, Saniles Melendez Rodriguez, Anna McGrath, Jamari Gregg. These individuals were all arrested on that morning. Additionally, one additional individual who we had an arrest warrant for was not at that location, Ronaldo Filbert Jr.
Velinor added that they have rolled out a new initiative that has proved successful so far.
Last week, Wednesday the 3rd, our officers initiated the first night of our VI crime initiative. We're teamed up with officers from VI Port Authority. And on our first night, we were able to apprehend an individual who is on federal probation by the name of Assad, who was in possession of firearms, 2 firearms. First night, our officers worked diligently, around the clock. The following night, on the 4th, there was an individual by the name of Ray Phillips, who was also arrested with a firearm, another traffic stop situation. And we took that firearm off the streets. We're working with the AG's office, who have committed all the resources to making sure that individuals that we arrest for these violations are prosecuted.
Attorney General Denise George explained the role of the Attorney General's office from crime to conviction in these cases.
The Attorney General's office works hand in hand with the Virgin Islands Police Department from crime to conviction, especially in the area of violent crime that besets our community. What we do, we are support for the VIPD with respect to assisting with warrants and assisting with search warrants as well as arrest warrants. And we provide that support. So you have from crime to arrest, and finally they're able to make an arrest. Now what happens is that the Attorney General's office helps and assists with the affidavits and everything, and then helps the VIPD to be able to then go forward to court with a warrant in order for the judge to then determine whether or not there's probable cause for an arrest or for search warrants. At the point that there is an arrest made, at that point in time, then it goes to the prosecution area of the spectrum of crime to conviction. And that's what we do. As the Attorney General's office, we do vigorous prosecution of violent crimes. And that is our role in this, along with the assistance and support of the VIPD to carry it to conviction. And the arrests that have been made pursuant to the warrants by the VIPD and the work that the VIPD has been doing, and with the Attorney General giving the support and everything that we need, we are able to make those arrests and also file criminal charges against, at least so far, for 3 or 4 of the persons who we are charging with the shooting incident at the Cool Out Bar. 32 counts, criminal felonies actually, were charged by the Attorney General's office as against the defendants Eric Acosta, Kareem Fleming, Mario McGrath, and Ronaldo Filbert. That's 32 counts, including 8 counts of attempted murder in the first degree, 4 counts of assault in the first degree, 4 counts of unauthorized possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime of violence, 4 counts of unauthorized possession of a firearm within 1,000 feet of a school, 4 counts of possession of ammunition, 4 counts of discharging and aiming a firearm, and 4 counts of reckless endangerment in the first degree. These are all felonies, very, very serious offenses. This is the charging document. We call it the information. Sometimes people hear with federal charging documents, it's called the indictment, but what we call with it an information when felonies are charged. So we file this information, but one thing I do have to caution, that this is a beginning of the prosecution section of the crime spectrum. So therefore, it is a charging document, but it does not establish guilt, because in the court of law, a person is innocent until proven guilty. So we still have the hurdle and the challenge of proving beyond a reasonable doubt, going to trial and seeking conviction. Again, hand in hand with the Virgin Islands Police Department. This morning, with respect to Eric Acosta, bail was set at $200,000 and certain conditions were established by the court. Also for Kaleem Fleming, $200,000, as well as Mario McGrath at $200,000. And different conditions were set according to each, or particular to each defendant. Also, there were a couple other arrests that were made, as was mentioned by Commissioner Velinor, regarding arrests that were made previous to the Cool Out shooting, and even at the time of the Cool Out Bar shooting. And those I do have some notes with respect to what happened, because I did get a report after what just occurred this morning, and probable cause was found. So we will also proceed to file the appropriate charges against those defendants as well.
We continue to ask the community for their support and their assistance. The police department is working tirelessly and diligently to pursue those individuals who have firearms, who are utilizing them irresponsibly, and who have these firearms in our territory illegally.
Our primary concern with the Attorney General's office and the VIPD is to get the weapons off the street. Why? Because of the public safety. That's really the crux of this whole thing. That is really the most important and most paramount concern, is to assure the safety of the public. It's not only the success of these programs, of these initiatives, and of fighting violent crime in our territory is not only just rests on the VIPD and the Attorney General's office and the assistant AGs that do their jobs, but it really requires a partnership also with the community, because we can't do it ourselves. We cannot prosecute without the witnesses who are willing to come forward and speak the truth with respect to what occurred. So the VIPD cannot go forward and make these arrests without the cooperation of witnesses. And these are the people in our community. So it is a community effort to help us to be successful. And that's all of us. Because once we can eradicate or substantially reduce the violent crime in our community, once we can do that, that's a benefit to all of us. Then all of us win.